Please, go to your places, ditch the phones.
Did Israel just kidnap Greta Thunberg? That's the question burning across social media after a dramatic standoff in the Mediterranean. A small aid boat, carrying baby formula and a few sacks of rice, turned into the center of an international firestorm. Because on board was one of the most recognized activists in the world. Greta Thunberg, known for climate protests and fiery speeches, found herself face-to-face with the Israeli Navy. And within hours, headlines were calling it a kidnapping, a propaganda war, and even a support mission for Hamas. But this story is bigger than one activist. It's about a war-torn region sealed off from the world, a government accused of blocking aid, and a political moment that spiraled into a global controversy. What really happened on that boat? Why was Greta there? And how did this one symbolic mission turn into a diplomatic crisis? Let's break it down. So, what exactly was Greta doing in the middle of the sea, sailing toward one of the most heavily restricted zones on the planet? She wasn't alone. The boat, a small British-flagged yacht called Madeleine, was part of a campaign led by the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, a pro-Palestinian group that's been trying to break the blockade on Gaza for years. This time, the mission wasn't about delivering tons of supplies. It was mostly symbolic. Just a bit of baby formula, some rice, and a message to the world. Gaza needs help, and people are watching. Greta joined the crew along with activists from France, Spain, and other countries. Their goal? To raise awareness and shine a spotlight on the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And even though the boat wasn't packed with cargo, the presence of a global icon like Thunberg meant the story would go viral the moment anything happened. And something definitely happened. In the early hours of the morning, around 2 a.m., Israeli naval forces made their move.
Okay, the drone is right above us. It has shown up again, but they're coming back again to scare us, to use their psychological warfare on us.
The Madeleine was still in international waters when it was surrounded. The crew says they were intercepted and kidnapped, and photos show them sitting on the deck, hands in the air, wearing life jackets. Greta, calm but serious, recorded a video before the boarding saying, "If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by Israeli occupational forces."
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces.
It wasn't long before the yacht was under full Israeli control.
Everyone, calm down. Everything's gonna be all right. Calm down.
The Israeli Foreign Ministry later confirmed they had seized the boat and taken it to Ashdod port. They claimed the passengers were being treated respectfully and undergoing medical checks. But the activists weren't convinced, and neither were the governments watching from the sidelines. Israel's response and media spin. Once the boat was docked, Israel wasted no time flipping the narrative. Instead of framing it as a serious political incident, officials mocked the whole thing. The Israeli Foreign Ministry called it the selfie yacht, suggesting it was more about getting attention than delivering aid. They even posted a photo of Greta in a bright orange life vest and green hat, smiling while a soldier offered her a sandwich, trying to make it look like a friendly little cruise. Not an international incident, but behind the photo ops, the message was firm. Israel said the activists were pulling a stunt, not saving lives. And Defense Minister Yoav Gallant went even further, ordering that the passengers be shown footage of Hamas's October 7th attack as a reminder of what Israel is up against. He called the voyage a propaganda move meant to support Hamas, not help innocent people. Then came the kicker. Israel said the aid from the boat, what little there was, would be delivered to Gaza through real humanitarian channels. And they made a point to add that anything not eaten by the celebrities on board would be passed along. Subtle? Not exactly. The global fallout. As the situation escalated, world leaders started paying attention. France, Spain, and Sweden all had citizens on board the Madeleine, and none of them were happy. French President Emmanuel Macron reportedly reached out directly, asking Israeli officials to release the French nationals as soon as possible.
First of all, France is on its guard and supports all its citizens when they're in danger, so of course we have sent all the messages to ensure the protection of our citizens, so that the consular protection they are entitled to is assured.
The Spanish and French foreign ministries demanded consular access. Sweden's government said they were monitoring Greta's situation closely and would step in if needed. Meanwhile, online reaction exploded. Greta's supporters flooded platforms with number "Free Greta," and #Gaza Freedom Flotilla hashtags, calling the interception a violation of international law. Others accused her of taking sides in a deeply divided conflict. And while the headlines rolled in, one familiar voice decided to join the conversation, loudly. Trump's comments and the echoes of 2019 Donald Trump couldn't resist. When asked about Greta's claim that she was kidnapped, Trump smirked and brushed it off. "I think Israel has enough problems without kidnapping Greta Thunberg," he said. Then he added a jab straight from his greatest hits. "She's a young, angry person. I think she has to go to an anger management class." Sound familiar? It should. He said almost the exact same thing about her in 2019 when she was just 16. Back then, she fired back by changing her Twitter bio to his insult. This time she hasn't responded yet, but the internet definitely did.
Anger management. I think she has to go to an anger management class. I think Israel has enough problems without kidnapping Greta Thunberg.